Well, joining us now is Sukh Mann, the CEO of Dana Air. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Now, really, what do you make of this situation? We know last month it did seem as if there was some kind of circle coming to the sector, with the government having some kind of discussion about allowing airline operators import this fuel themselves, and also making available a certain quantity of the fuel to allow for operations. It seems all that has also just gone with the wind. What do you make of what's happening now?
Well, okay, we've been in dialogue as an aviation community through the AON, as you may know, with the government for a number of months now, trying to find a solution to this ever-increasing price of Jet A1 fuel. Twice now we've had intensive dialogue, and we've become very, very close to finding a longer-term solution. As you've rightly said, quotas were agreed, but they are yet to be implemented. So we are looking forward to the actual implementation phase. Any reduction at this stage would be highly appreciated by the industry, because the industry is suffering.
And just to bring it back to that last intervention by the federal government, I do recall that Dana Air pulled out of the planned strike, or so to say, by the airline operators, or they're shut down. You pulled out last minute. What changed at that point and now? Would you say things have gotten any better? Do you really have that succor, even though you have been having these interactions and interventions? Is there any headway?
Well, you raise a few good points, and I'd like to explain Dana Air's position. Basically, we took the view with the AON that something had to be done to raise the profile of the situation at the governmental level, because talks were breaking down. The AON community, we sat, we met, we agreed that we need to take some kind of attention-grabbing action. Let's be very honest about it. Whereby, you know, the community agreed to stop flying for a couple of days. I wouldn't say it was last minute. I think we made that decision as a collective on the Friday night. We looked at the situation internally, and we thought that this would be wrong for the Nigerian market, wrong for the consumer, wrong for the public to take this action. And we thought that, you know, there's got to be a better way of dialoguing with the government to make our position clearer. Fortunately, we were the second airline to voice our rejection of that action, and very quickly a lot of the airlines followed suit. And as you know, that strike intervention never happened. Since then, we've been back at the governmental level lobbying again for some kind of concession, albeit short term, because, you know, I'm hoping that this peak in prices, you know, is only short term. We've been back to the drawing board 2 or 3 times now, and we've been promised quotas, but they just haven't come into fruition at this stage. We're not giving up hope. We can't give up hope, and we're hoping to keep, you know, that dialogue going, and hopefully there will be some kind of resolution in the near future.
How long do you think you can keep this dialogue going? Clearly, of course, you do not regret pulling out of that solidarity action. I'll put it, you know, that was supposed to take place last month, and now it's still more lobbying and more dialogue. How long can you hold on if the government does not respond to this crisis this month? Talk us through how long Dana can hold on for.
No, that's a very good question, but I just want to clarify one point. We pulled out of that collective action because we wanted to do the right thing for Nigeria and Nigerian citizens. Okay, it would be wrong to punish the market to take that action, which at that stage we thought was extreme. Okay, why should the people suffer? We must always remember that. Now, going back to your question and your point, how long can we hold out? You know, you've got to remember the Jet A1 price is being driven by international market factors here. Okay, the Russia-Ukraine war, etc., they're driving the prices higher across the world. It's not just unique to Nigeria, so we must always remember that. The second point that works against Nigerian carriers is that we are buying at a dollar-pegged rate. Okay, the fuel is denominated in US dollars. The problem that we have is the Naira is constantly devaluing against the dollar. So therefore, even if the crude price stayed the same, with the devaluation of the naira, it becomes more expensive in naira currency terms. Okay, so even if the fuel price stayed the same and we pegged ticket prices to the US dollar naira rate, ticket prices would graduate upwards naturally. Okay, but it's a good question that you ask. How long can this keep going on? From our interactions with fellow C positions overseas and different airlines overseas, we think that this price elevation will be in the market for at least another year. Okay, now clearly airlines will suffer. Airlines in Nigeria who fundamentally have weak business models for various reasons. We're expecting airlines to start going down. Some may even shut very, very soon, as one of my AON colleagues articulated last week. Now, we can only do the right thing and continue doing the right thing and lobby the government for as long as we can before we have to look at our business models, fundamentally look at our business models again. And that could be many, many things. It could be increasing fares, which we don't really want to do because again, the people suffer. It could be, cutting our route networks to save cost. It could be other cost control measures, and it could be cutting the workforce, which we don't want to do. Again, the people suffer. So, we are in a business. This is a very competitive market. We will do what we have to do in order to ensure the survival of our airline.
Well, we can only hope for the best resolution in this situation. Thank you so much for joining us on the news, Mr. Mann, the CEO of Dana Air.